Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Incan Civilization. And the Incan people were actually a very unique civilization. For starters, there was no private property. No one had his or her own land. Instead, everyone worked, and everyone shared with each other, and, more importantly, with the government. Sound a bit like communism? Yeah, I thought so too. But that's not all. Think about sharing everything for a second, okay? Everything is shared. If that works right, it means that everyone gets what they need in order to survive. So what does that mean for a civilization? That means that they don't have to trade with any other civilizations because they already have everything they need. And because of this, the Incans were a civilization's equivalent of antisocial, if that makes any sense. There is a downside to not trading with other nations, though. Think about it like this. Writing, A, B, C, that's a useful thing, right? I mean, you may not like writing, but it's a pretty handy ability to have when you can write down messages or things that you want to remember. Well, the Incans didn't write. Instead, they had something called quipu, which were really just a bunch of knotted strings that kept records of things, like how many cows one person sold to the other person on one day. Okay? And you can't really send messages with that sort of thing. It's just knotted strings. But here's my favorite part about the Incas. They had a fantastic road system. A bunch of roads all throughout their empire, carved into the mountainsides. In fact, they were famous for these roads. The roads led everywhere, and the only important thing about them was that they lead back to the capital. All of them did. And posted at checkpoints along the road were runners that would carry messages like a relay. And only the runners and armies were allowed to use the roads, and this meant that any time a message needed to be sent, it was able to get where it needed to go quickly, and any rebellion or need or problem, any sort of thing like that, could be solved almost before the king even got word of it. So, yes, the Incas were odd, but they had some pretty amazing aspects to their civilization.